The shepherd threw a rock into the cave, and what shattered inside would force every theologian on earth to ask a question they'd been quietly avoiding for 2,000 years. What does the Bible actually say about heaven? And what did it leave out? This is the story of the Dead Sea Scrolls, and the version of heaven those scrolls describe is not the one you grew up with. Let me set the scene. It's 1947. A Bedouin boy is chasing a lost goat through the cliffs above the Dead Sea. He throws a stone into a cave to flush the animal out. He hears pottery break. He has no idea, but he just stumbled into the most important religious discovery of the last 2,000 years. Over the next decade, archaeologists pull more than 900 ancient documents out of 11 caves, some of them dating back to 150 BCE. That's older than Christianity, older than the New Testament, older than the Gospels by a full century. And what's written on those scrolls? Let me walk you through this carefully, because the headline you heard is only half the story. The headline was this: "The Bible we carry today is extraordinarily accurate." The great Isaiah scroll, found in Cave 1, matches the Isaiah in your Bible almost word for word, across more than 1,000 years of copying by hand. That part, yeah, the Bible held up. But here's what they didn't put on the news. Buried inside those scrolls, in texts called the Songs of the Sabbath Sacrifice, the Book of Enoch, the War Scroll, is a vision of heaven so detailed, so architectural, so alive. It doesn't read like poetry, it reads like a report. The Songs of the Sabbath Sacrifice describes the heavenly throne room, not as a metaphor, as a place, with 7 angelic high priests, each one governing a different realm of the divine court. And it describes the Merkava, the divine chariot, wheels within wheels, living beings with multiple faces, fire that moves with intelligence. That's not Hallmark heaven. That's not Streets of Gold heaven. That's something with infrastructure. Now, Ezekiel sees something close to this in his vision. You've read it. Wheels within wheels, eyes covering the cherubim, the throne above the firmament. But the scrolls fill in details Ezekiel left out. The 7 priests had songs, specific songs. The scrolls record them. Then there's Enoch. Multiple fragments of the Book of Enoch found in those caves, and Enoch describes heaven in layers. Not one heaven, multiple. And here's what should mess you up. The early church knew about Enoch. The letter of Jude in your New Testament quotes Enoch directly, by name. And Paul, in 2 Corinthians, mentions being caught up to the third heaven, the third one. Most Christians read that line and skip past it. Third of what? The scrolls answer it. Each heaven has its own function, its own angelic order, its own proximity to the throne. Heaven, in this picture, isn't one room. It's a hierarchy. Now, what most American Christians picture when they hear the word heaven: clouds, harps, golden streets, people in white robes. That image is drawn almost entirely from Revelation. But the community that hid these scrolls, a group called the Essenes, they weren't picturing harps and clouds. They believed heaven was an ongoing, organized, active reality. A kingdom with courts, councils, intercession happening in real time, angels moving between realms on assignment. Heaven wasn't a destination they were going to one day. It was a government already running. And here's the part that stops people cold: the War Scroll. It describes a final battle between the sons of light and the sons of darkness. Angels fighting alongside humans on a literal battlefield. Specific formations, specific banners, specific trumpet calls, and in a war that, stay with me here, mirrors what John describes in the book of Revelation, almost beat for beat. The same factions, the same final victory, the same divine intervention from above. Except, the Dead Sea Scrolls predate Revelation by at least 150 years. These were not Christian texts. The community that wrote them had never heard of Jesus, and yet they described the same war, the same outcome, the same victory. Think about what that means. Either John was drawing on a tradition that already existed inside Jewish apocalyptic thought, or both traditions were tapping into something older than either of them, something the Essenes were already preparing for, something they thought was about to happen in their own lifetime. They were wrong about the timing, but the picture they painted is the picture Revelation finished. Here's what I want you to sit with. The scrolls don't replace your Bible. They don't contradict it. They reveal what was already happening in the background of it. A heaven with architecture, a war already in motion, a throne with priests on active duty, and a whole reality your Sunday sermon never had room to mention. The Bedouin boy didn't know what he found. The scholars who first read those scrolls didn't know what to do with half of it. A lot of it has still never been translated into English for the general public. Some fragments are still sitting in archives, waiting, which means somewhere in that desert, the story might not be over. Stay close, because the real story is always bigger than what fits in a Sunday sermon.
And yeah, that's a wrap on today's video, friends. I really hope this blessed you and gave you something to think about as you go about your week. Keep chasing truth, stay grounded in your faith, and make sure you have subscribed to our channel or you have followed us so that you don't miss what's coming next on this channel. And yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.